On a cold morning, a homeless boy handed over his last sandwich to a ragged old man, without hesitation. No one noticed. No one cared. But 3 days later, something unexpected happened. Out of nowhere, a sleek black Rolls-Royce pulled up right on that same sidewalk. As curious passersby turned to look, a man stepped out of the car. He wasn't a politician, nor a CEO. He was someone with far greater influence, the face behind millions of YouTube screens. And this time, he wasn't here to film. He had come back for that boy. Lucas Gray wasn't just a YouTuber, he was a social provocateur. His channel, Real Raw Files, had over 8 million subscribers for one reason: it exposed the worst instincts of society. In every video, Lucas disguised himself to create real-life morality experiments. A homeless man getting leftover food thrown at his face, a black man being spat on as he exited a store, an old veteran mocked and cursed at for sitting too long on a public bench. Each video ended with a chilling line: "We are not as good as we think we are." Lucas filmed to expose, not to inspire. Truthfully, he didn't believe in kindness, he believed cruelty sold better. Every view meant money. Every cold stare, every recorded insult, profit. After days of filming, today was just another routine shoot. This time, he picked a clean, affluent neighborhood in California. Manicured lawns, spotless sidewalks. Disguised as an elderly homeless man, Lucas held up a sign, not asking for money, just food. For a week, hidden cameras recorded reactions. Most people avoided eye contact. Some smirked, others covered their noses as they walked by. Then a group of teenagers passed by, laughing as they ripped the sign in half like trash. One of them shoved him hard, causing him to stumble and fall. Another threw an empty plastic bottle at his head and laughed when it bounced off. Inside the monitoring van, the film crew grew uneasy. One even reached for the door handle to intervene. Lucas signaled them to stop. He muttered, "We'll post this tomorrow. This world really is as rotten as I thought." He let out a dry laugh, not from joy but from confirmation. This is the real world. I've said it all along. No outrage, no expectations left, just a belief, cold and hollow, proven right. Across the street, someone had been silently watching. His name was Amir, just 11 years old, born in Syria, orphaned before he could even spell the word. Years ago, Amir watched his mother collapse on a sidewalk from hunger, while strangers stepped over her. Since then, the streets became his only home. He survived on meals handed out by a local church, once every 3 days. But today was crueler than usual. Amir had missed the food line. A foot injury made him too slow. Now, all he had left was a small piece of sandwich, wrapped in cloth, his food for the next 3 days. Then, he saw it. Teenagers tearing up the sign of an old homeless man. Amir froze. It looked just like the day his mother died. Helpless, humiliated, invisible to the world. For several minutes, Amir stood frozen behind a mailbox, unsure what to do. On one hand, that sandwich was all he had. On the other, the image of the old man, humiliated and shaking, haunted him. After all, Amir had been there before. Ignored, rejected, unheard. Finally, he reached into his cloth pouch and gently took out the sandwich. Step by step, he crossed the street, legs trembling. Not from fear, but from hunger. The old man looked up as Amir approached, his expression a mix of surprise and quiet calm. Amir didn't introduce himself. He didn't sit. He simply placed the sandwich down and said softly, "I saw my mom die of hunger. I don't want you to die the same way." The old man tried to speak, but Amir had already turned away. He didn't wait for thanks. He didn't look back. To him, it was memory and mercy. Amir's body was already weak. Giving away his last meal made even standing a struggle. Still, he kept walking. As the sun set behind tall buildings, Amir stumbled toward a street corner lined with food trucks. He used to collect bottles for one vendor in exchange for scraps. But today was different. He was too slow, too dizzy, too hungry. The vendor, already grumpy, exploded in anger. "Kid, you think this is a charity? That's all you got? Just 3 garbage cans?" he shouted. "Get lost!" Amir tried to apologize, but the man had already walked away. No shelter, no warmth. Amir wandered through alleys, shoulders slumped, stomach aching, each step swallowed by the cold wind. In his mind, his mother's voice whispered, then faded, buried beneath the city's hum. His vision blurred, his ears rang. He tried to think of something warm, but couldn't. Eventually, he collapsed beneath an overpass. The night air bit through his skin. He curled into himself, clutching his tattered coat as if it could save him. And even then, Amir didn't cry. Instead, he closed his eyes and whispered, almost in defiance, "At least he won't be hungry tonight, even if I will be." Lucas sat in the editing room, eyes locked on the screen. He had hours of footage, people ignoring, mocking, even cursing at him in disguise. But then, Amir appeared. At first, Lucas hesitated. This wasn't the kind of clip his channel usually posted, but that moment stayed with him. Raw, silent, unsensational. Eventually, he made his decision. He uploaded a separate video titled, "We set out to expose the darkness in people, but a homeless boy showed us the light." Within 72 hours, it hit 40 million views. The hashtag #OneLastSandwich exploded across platforms. Comments poured in, "Find that boy. He made me believe in kindness again. I want to help him." That night, Lucas went live. But this time, it wasn't to expose cruelty or share secret footage. For years, his audience had watched him reveal the ugly side of how society treats the homeless. But tonight, his tone had changed. The room was silent. Lucas stared straight into the camera. "I used to think kindness was a fantasy," he began, voice cracking. "I hated how people walked past the hungry like they were trash." After a long pause, he added, "I wasn't always behind the camera. I used to sleep at bus stops. I was that boy, hungry, invisible, angry." The live chat froze. "I started this channel not to find goodness," he confessed quietly. "I believed cruelty was what got views. The more heartless, the more clicks. But that boy, Amir, shattered all of that in seconds. Amir had nothing. No food, no shoes, not even hope. And yet he gave the only thing he had left to a stranger." Then, with a deep breath, he made a promise. "From now on, Real Raw Files won't just reveal darkness. It'll shine light too." As dawn broke, the alley remained silent. Only the sound of an engine echoed under the overpass. Amir still lay curled beneath cardboard, not fully awake. Suddenly, a sleek black Rolls-Royce glided into view. Its engine roared like it didn't belong to this world. The door opened. Lucas stepped out. No disguise, no hidden cameras, just a changed man. He slowly walked toward Amir, eyes filled with sorrow and respect. Lucas knelt beside Amir, face to face, his hands resting gently on his knees, not rushing, not imposing, only absolute reverence. "You gave the world hope," he said softly, "and you gave when you had nothing left." Amir slowly looked up, his eyes tired but bright. "I didn't do it for the world," he whispered. "I just didn't want him to die like my mom did." Lucas nodded, eyes stinging. "That's exactly what makes it matter more." From his coat, he pulled out a letter. "This is your full scholarship. To Horizon Haven Elementary. They already know your name." Amir blinked. "They know me?" Lucas smiled. "Yes, they're waiting for you." Then he handed over a second envelope. "And this, legal residency papers. You belong here now, legally, forever." Amir's lips trembled. "No one's ever said that to me before." Lucas replied, "Then let this be the first time." But that wasn't all. "We've also launched the Last Sandwich Fund. It will help homeless children just like you." Finally, Lucas smiled warmly. "And if you're ready, I'd love for you to appear in our new series, Kindness in Silence." Across the street, a barista stepped out of a cafe, still wearing an apron, holding a half-finished cup of coffee, eyes turned toward them, wide, silent. No one spoke, because no words were needed. The moment spoke for itself. A billionaire came for a homeless child, not out of pity, but out of deep and honest respect. Then, slowly, a few people began to clap. Then more. Not loud, not dramatic, just quiet, sincere applause, for a moment that truly meant something. In the weeks that followed, Amir moved in with Lucas, into a warm room, a real bed, a place he could finally call home. He enrolled in Horizon Haven Elementary, where teachers greeted him by name, with a smile. Meanwhile, Lucas transformed Real Raw Files. The channel no longer just exposed indifference, it now spread quiet, honest acts of goodness. One day, during recess, a camera captured Amir on the school playground. He had a sandwich. He broke it in half and offered it to a shy boy sitting alone. The circle of kindness had begun again. A luxury car used to be a symbol of success. But that day, it meant something else, respect for an act of kindness. The Rolls-Royce didn't stop for fame. It didn't stop for power. It stopped for a boy who gave away his last sandwich and gave the world something even rarer, hope. The Rolls-Royce stopped, not for status, but for character. And sometimes the only thing you have is exactly what the world needs to change.